So, good evening, everybody, and we're excited to be here in Finland for the second leg of the Champions League qualifiers. As you know, the score is very close after the first game, and both teams, I believe, have the chances. I think the win in the first game leaves us as a small favorites, but we also understand that in Champions League, in European competition, there is never an easy game away from home, and we know that the home team will be very motivated and will give everything, so we have to match that. We have to play our game, we have to do what we do the best, and we know how we can play. So tonight, we have training here in this stadium. Is the time to adjust, to adapt, and to understand what kind of conditions waiting for us, and tomorrow to show the best game that we can show, because I really believe if we can show the best our game, we can qualify to the next round, and that is it.
If you want, you can ask questions.
What's your opinion of KuPS after the first match?
Well, I know that after in away game is never easy to play, and I know that the team had a difficult travel, long travel, is probably unfamiliar surroundings, unfamiliar conditions. In Finland, the team plays most of the time on artificial pitch. They had to play on the grass pitch, and I know that the first meeting it doesn't say the true about the true strength of the team, but of course they have quality players and experience of last season playing in conference league phase gives them extra knowledge how to cope in those situations when everything depends on one moment, on one goal, on one situation. And I think is very well coached team. That team also has the style and design style, that is not always you can see with the other team. So I think my colleague coach does really good job there, and is a champion of Finland. And when you are champion, it doesn't matter, in every country, even in children football, you need to do special to win the league, because to win the league is very, very difficult job. And when you play against champions, they don't give up. They know how to score, they know how to attack, they know how to defend, and they know that is never the time to give up. So I think we go against very strong team, very organized team, very well coached team, but okay, we also have our strengths, and we need to show that tomorrow in the game.
Have other questions?
Now you are leading the series. How are you approaching tomorrow's game? You played very offensive at the home.
I don't like to speak about this, about the tactical things before the game, and of course we're gonna have our plan. I think the opponent also will have a plan, and that will make the game is even more interesting. And I really believe that KuPS is the team that knows how to play with the ball and want to play with the ball. We also want to play with the ball, so we will see. Let's see how how we approach this game, but I really hope that the fans will not be disappointed.
You have other questions? Or
can you say any specific player about KuPS team after first match?
Well, we prepare not for the specific player. We prepare, for the team. But I think, for me, in the first game, the goalkeeper Cradle, he had really top game, and especially how he manages, how he starts the attacks, that first pass, very confident and very comfortable on the ball with his feet, with left, right, really good distribution. And I think also in the goal, with his saves, he made a massive difference, in the last game. So he stood out, but also the other players, the center backs or Adams or Magasa, they were really good, and as I say, this is good coach team, is good rotations, and you can see what they're trying to do, even with the changes, even midfielder going to play higher, compensating, between the lines, and is really difficult to surprise, but I think, like, it's a really good team with really interesting players.